I think I still have the cargo pants, I think, and the shirt. Probably no, I gave the bracelet to my son. Over here. Oh, bye.
So, saying Russia met Victor, like one time, what do you think Russia would think of Victor?
I would think he would think he is excellent, just like Russia itself. He would say, oh, another person who is better than everybody else. I'm so happy to make your acquaintance. Welcome. In the back, yes, sir.
So, on the same note of embarrassing things that you might have heard, but you kind of throw them out. When you say pork and bull, like I can't help but like feel embarrassed. I love it. I think it's endearing, but I feel embarrassed for the situation and for whoever's saying it. Like, has it ever happened that you start laughing and you can't say something?
Not while I'm in the booth, because I'm a complete professional. I rarely ever make any mistakes, and rainbows come out all over the microphone. No, not really. The things that usually made me laugh during Yuri on Ice was the direction from Sonny. That's usually what made me laugh, because he's a very funny person. So he would say things that I'm just like, oh my God, dude, come on. I'll save that one for the 18 plus. It's not really that dirty, but still, just to be safe. But he would say some things that I would have to save for the 18 plus panel. He'd go, I want you to say this as if you're all ready, and then you pick a preposition. Yeah. Yuri. Okay. Yes.
When you're recording for either Russia or Victor, does the little voice in your head have a Russian accent?
Well, I mean, you know, you're always. We get in there and first thing I do when I get in the booth is I find where my lines are on the script and I start reading them. I read what's ahead of it, I read my line, I read what comes after it, because that's going to let me know how to come into the line and how to set up the next line. Sometimes it's just getting from line A to line B, so you don't have to think too much about that. But that's the first thing I do, is see what's surrounding it, and I'm already saying it in my head with whatever voice, because something like Russia or Victor, it gets tricky, especially when you're going so quickly, because there are lots of lines that you don't think are going to get tied up in your mouth in a certain way, but because of the sounds you need for the accent, certain words come together and you're like, oh my gosh, that's too many L's in one place, because trying to swallow my L's to make sure they sound right for the Russian accent, when you have too many of them together, it becomes and that's not good. So, you know, there are a couple things sometimes you have to work out. How am I going to do this? Maybe less L on this one, more L on here, or maybe I can ask them to change the line or something. So, I mean, you're always trying to plan it out slightly ahead of time, at least seconds ahead of time, so you can keep things flowing. But some things are hard to say. Yes, sir.
As a director, have you ever had to go into a script and do a little bit of creative writing to make it seem seamless?
Yes, all the time.
Oh.
All the time, on a daily basis. And a lot of times it's not, a lot of times it could be something like I just said, where the writer may not have realized that these two words together are really hard to say at a certain pace. So you have to kind of look at it and go, well, what could we say instead? Sometimes, and you know, things happen. People are people, people make mistakes. But sometimes you'll get a line that is just completely wrong, has all of the wrong information in it, and you have to go, this doesn't seem right at all. And then you know, what I will do is I will check out what the translation says, and I will rewrite it to get as close to that as I can without it sounding like English. Because English is not a good sound all the time. Not a happy rainbow. Over here.
Is there like a fellow voice actor that you wanted to work with that you haven't gotten a chance to yet?
I've worked with a lot of people. I'm sure there are some that I would love to work with. I'm just not sure who they are. Most of the ones at Funimation I've worked with. But we do sometimes have actors from Houston that work at Sentai a lot that come up and do stuff at Funimation as well. I never got to work with him. I think he's moving somewhere, but Chris Patton would have been one of those. I really like Chris Patton. And there are some women I haven't worked with yet. Let's see, who are some of those? I've worked with Lucy. I guess I have worked with Jessica Kavanaugh. Who else? I don't know. I'm sure there are some. I'd be happy to work with anyone.